Behind me here is one of the big launches at this year's Dusseldorf show. It's the largest boat Cranchi have made. It is the Cranchi 78 flybridge, and it has some really interesting stuff going on. There's a huge amount of glass along the top sides that let a lot of light through into the lower deck, and there's some interesting design features and layout itself. It costs from about 3.3 million euros, so it's not a cheap boat, but there's a lot of detail going on. So let's jump on board and I can give you a proper tour around and show you what it all looks like. Now you've got to be impressed by the size of this flybridge. Huge amount of seating and sunbathing space. This whole backrest slides around so you can move it completely and make a big sun pad area. And then there's a very neat detail over here. This little stainless steel pillar, slide the top round, pull out that, and it's a completely flexible silicone hose. So you can shower yourself down up on the flybridge and cool off that way. It all tucks away in there when you don't need it. But then check out the size of the seating area here. Absolutely enormous, and a really chunky high-low table so it can raise up, two folding leaves that fold out, make a massive dining area. And then this rather funky wet bar. It's all got teak doors on it. You've got electric grill, induction hob, little teak tray that comes out, big sink, again nice little wooden chopping board, and of course fridge in there, ice maker, really nice, again teak drawers for all your glasses, all the cutlery, and bin. Some lovely details there. And then the helm itself, big upright ship's wheel, two big screens for all the controls. You obviously got cameras there too. Got a stern camera operating on that one at the moment. You can have navigation, keep an eye on everything that's going on board, and little teak bottle or cup holders over there, and a nice navigator's really tall benches, not just standard seats, they're like big tall sofas, and this rather beautiful leather finish here, and just a nice little storage area. But that leather is beautifully soft and rich, and stainless steel detailing, and even down here you can see the painted surface, so it all matches, and again the teak that runs up right here. There's another little view of that wet bar. You can see these rather nice lit switches, and how that teak top actually means the whole thing looks like a great big teak chest. Then you lift it up, really quite heavy, and folds over, and then props up again on a pair of gas struts to expose all that lovely stainless steel work. And there's some really quite interesting design stuff going on here. So you can see those steps leading up to the flybridge, and then walking through the saloon itself, you've got this big low-level seating area all the way around. They've got the blinds drawn down here, but that's a huge window behind that high-low television. Rather beautiful little shelving unit, so you can have some things on display. And then a freestanding dining table with these quite punchy orange chairs. There are 3 different styles you can go for, so you don't have to have anything quite as strong as this, but it does give really quite a funky modern feel to the whole saloon area. Down the staircase to the lower deck. Again, you can see these lovely leather details. Just lots of storage. Beautifully done. And then if we go back into the main master cabin, Again, they've really tried hard to make it look and feel quite different. So it's not just the colours. If you look at this little side unit here, these very funky oval shapes and this burnt orange colour. It all slides in and out. And then over on this side there's a little separate office area with, again, this kind of display shelving. Nice little detailed vanity unit. And then on one side the bathroom with these big oval mirrors and two his and hers sinks, and rather nicely there's a separate loo and bidet on one side with a door, and a completely separate shower on the other side. And then on the other side there's a very nice walk-in wardrobe hanging for your clothes, and again more of these nice leather drawers and a little opening hatch to let some air in, which has also got the main hull window. We're indoors here, so you can't get the full effect of just how light that's going to be, but it's a pretty terrific space with big windows. And then moving forward from the owner's cabin, you've got another good sized double. Amazingly, this isn't the VIP, this is just the double guest cabin. But there's a full walk around king size bed there. Again, big hull window, nice stainless steel opening hatch, little vanity unit, smart bedside lights, its own little entertainment system, big bed, and all four of the cabins are en suite. And not pokey little en suite either, it's a good size with, again, separate walk-in shower. So that's the double guest cabin. Move through, on the other side is the twin. These beds aren't quite so big, to be honest, they're quite narrow singles, but you can have sliding ones that'll push across and make one small double bed if you want it. But again, it has got its own storage, decent sized wardrobe, and its own bathroom. So even the smaller of the two twin guest cabins has its own bathroom. And then you go forward to the VIP cabin. Again, quite an unusual shape here. We've got these glass fronted doors for the hanging space. The bed is forward, tucked in that bow area. You can just begin to see the hull sides come in, but windows on both sides. If anything, this feels slightly the most compromised because there's not quite as much floor space as you might expect, perhaps in order to make space for those two extra guest cabins, but good sized bathroom, and the bed itself is proper king size. But I guess because of all the space they're given over and this rather nice little lobby area, it takes up a little bit of floor space, so the actual bed area itself feels a bit smaller. So one thing you do want to see is how the cockpit links up to the rest of the boat. There's wide side deck, and you can see how the bulwark drops a bit here so you get better view, but also this rather nice teak cap rail just makes it all feel nice and classy. And then if you come forward to the bow area, there is a spectacular bow seating area here with a nice horseshoe area of seating, and a very cool little unit here with a charging pad, so you put your phone on there, it'll charge itself. Got these nice cup holders and then an extra little fridge, so you don't have to pop back to help yourself to a drink. And the whole thing is shaded with this canopy. You can probably see these carbon fibre poles keep it all nice and neat. The anchoring gear forward, again all beautifully teak laid, and plenty of space for your lines and fenders. And even the speakers here, you can see they've all been painted to match. So this runs back down along the port side deck. Again, you've got a drop in the bulwarks to get a better view from the saloon. And here there is a hinged door that swings out, giving access to the crew area. And this is pretty remarkable, because remember, this is a 78-foot boat. Yeah, sure, that's quite big, but it's not huge in terms of crewing. But look what you get here. So there's a separate single crew cabin there, storage behind there. There's a little desk, sort of navigation area, where the captain can make his plans. You've got a washer and a dryer. There's two doors over here. Again, a separate shower and a separate loo. And through this third door, there is another twin crew cabin. So there's actually enough space for 3 crew on a 78-footer. And one more trick I can show you. This goes through into the engine bay, where you can see what powers this boat. And it is not 2, but 3 IPS 1350 engines of 1,000 horsepower each, that'll power it up to about 29 knots maximum speed and comfortable cruising around 24. And you can see here it's got a desalinator, water maker. We've got twin gensets, triple battery chargers, all the electrics, switch gears, nice little workbench with a vise, second generator, and over here is a water softener, so that when you're washing the boat down you don't get any nasty chalky marks on it. They really have thought of everything. And I've saved the best bit to last, which is this fabulous beach club area. So I don't know if you can get an idea of just how big that space is, but there's room for a 3.3 meter tender and a jet ski in there, as well as all the chairs. And when you open this up, you've got lighting in the garage roof and a rain shower, and of course big hydraulic platform, room for a couple of sea bobs to make this fantastic beach club area. Well, that concludes our tour of the Cranchi 78. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep an eye out on here for more tours live from the Dusseldorf Boat Show.